Hi, welcome to the second Schumin Web webcam video blog. First of all, I've made several improvements since the last time. First of all, you'll notice that the focus is not moving. See, I can do this, and it's still staying back. I can also lean way back. It's not going to change. So that's first of all. Second of all, one of my coworkers on my whiteboard at work wrote, "Say something substantive in your next video blog." So that's what I'm doing. I actually have, you can't see it because it's on screen, and I don't think I can move it to show you on camera. And but basically, they said, do something substantive. Say something substantive. So I have a list of talking points. It's behind the camera window. It's right over here. So we're going to talk about something substantive today. And well, today we had the Anon raid. It was the August raid. We had no theme. We had probably about 8 or 9 Anons outside the Church of Scientology in DC. And the founding Church of Scientology was basically dead. We saw next to no public going into the org, and it was very quiet over there. They had the little Dianetics station set up where they had Dianetics not only in English, but they had it in Hebrew, and they had it in Arabic. You know, brainwashing, of course, comes in all languages. And so, but yeah, we never saw one stress, 2 e-meters set up, and not one person took their free stress test. But the sign did blow over a few times, so, you know, what does this say? You know, it's like, is the cult finally falling apart as evidenced by their sign? I don't know, but, yeah, they weren't having a good day. All they had were a bunch of Anons cutting off their revenue stream. So it worked out, I suppose. It was a win. I wore this today, and I just kind of went like this. I mean, Scientology knows who I am. Sylvia has addressed me by name. You know, one I refer to as Scientology spokesmodel, Sylvia Stanard. She has addressed me by name on a few occasions. Vicky Teresi, that grouchy-looking woman with the long dark hair and the video camera, has addressed me by name. Sue Taylor knows who I am. She addressed me by name back in '08. And plus, of course, I got that cease and desist letter, which is on my kitchen wall, which is, you know, right over the garbage, place of honor. But, you know, that's Scientology for you. But yeah, this month, though, you know, it's like nobody wanted to talk to us, although Sylvia tried to insert herself into a few conversations but didn't. And they had a new person doing the videotaping of us. Usually it's Vicky Teresi, the grouchy lady, like I mentioned. This time it was this young man, and he was filming. He was younger than me, and he was videotaping. Wouldn't speak to the Anons, but, you know, of course we trolled him nice and hard, so that was good. And so, yeah, I mean, there was no doubt that he was affiliated with Scientology when the only person Sylvia would speak to was him. And so, when Sylvia is speaking to you, you know, like that, you know what's going on. Because, yeah, Sylvia's job is one thing, and that is to discourage the Anons, and make Scientology look good, which is a hard job, which is why she looks so haggard, I suppose. But, you know, that's what, when you're trying to make a cult that brainwashes people look good, well, you're not going to do too well. And let's see here, what else about the raid? One of my coworkers showed up. You'll see pictures of that. I'm going to do a full journal entry about the raid, even though I'm doing this video blog, because I can't show you everything. And plus, there were some pretty good pictures, including of Sylvia's roots. I mean, after all, if you're going to dye your hair, then you need to maintain it. Because if you're going to do that, at least, you know, if you're going to try to make us think you actually have naturally, you know, light brown hair, at least try to keep it up, you know? If you're going to have like 3-inch roots sticking out of your head, it is very hard to believe that lie. And so you need to maintain it. I'm sorry, Sylvia, but you looked like an old lady who didn't, you know, fix her hair. It's time to go see that hairdresser, Sylvia. I'm just saying. And the camera guy, I think he is like the new Sadie, because we haven't seen Sadie James, the little the young girl. She was about 18 in 9 months now. Last time we saw her was at the November raid, and we have not seen Sadie since. And when I went to the furniture sale, what they said was that she said she was working through a few things. And so, haven't seen Sadie on the street, haven't seen Sadie at the raid. I work next door to that org, and so I see just about all of them. No Sadie. So, wonder if Sadie has left Scientology. Good question. If she has left Scientology, of course, I wish her the best in her new post-Scientology life. It's like, I mean, you're not going up the bridge to total freedom, but now you've experienced true freedom because you are no longer in the grip of a cult that will tell you what to think, who to talk to, and take all of your money. And so, yes, if Sadie's left the cult, we wish her all the best. And no ill feelings. Let me mute that sound there. Like that. No more I am buzzes. And so, oh, by the way, help support Food and Water Watch. This is a Take Back the Tap water bottle. It's stainless steel. And this one was a special run for an event in San Francisco. But we do sell them on Food and Water Watch's website. I encourage you to buy one. It's much better than bottled water. Tap water is held to a far higher standard than bottled water. And so I encourage you. No plastic, too. Nothing to leach into your water. And none of that plastic off taste. And so, yeah, and the lid is metal, too. See? Yes, and they're really good. I personally recommend them. Anyway. Also, it seems like every year the Sable has one problem, one big problem. 2007, it had to go through its inspection. That just, to bring it up all to Maryland spec, just cost like a bundle. And then in 2008 we had the air conditioner go, and then in 2009 we had that little thing where it didn't want to start in December. Now I have no heat. I actually turned on the heat in there yesterday in order to warm up the windshield, because what happened was I was running the air conditioning, it got cold, and then I ran the washers and everything got all kind of smeary. And so I turned it on. It's like, oh, there's cold air coming out. That's not good. I'm glad, though, that I discovered it's in August in the middle of summer rather than discovering it in like the fall when it's like crunch time, because this way not everyone and their mother is going to get their heaters fixed and things. So I'm ahead of the game. So that way this fall, unlike in 2005 when the heater on the Previa decided to give me problems, this time I'm going to be ready. I am not going to be sitting in the car come this winter with a hat, gloves, scarf, etc., 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 just to get, where I need to go. No, we're getting this fixed now. And this fixed now while it's still warm out. And this is not an urgent matter. So that way I can say, oh, you want how much? Let me talk you down from that, because I don't need this for another 2 months. And, I have plenty of time to shop around, So, yeah, I know, though, it's not the problem that the Previa was, which was low antifreeze, because today I went over to AutoZone and got a bottle of what I would call coolant for idiots. That would be the stuff that is already pre-mixed. All you got to do is just look right in there and get it up to the right level. You don't have to mix it with water. You don't have to do any of that. It's already done for you for people who are not exactly automotively savvy, like myself. Because I'll be the first to tell you, I don't, I'm not all that into fixing cars. I'm very appreciative of my father for being the car guy in the family. He knows what he's doing. You know, he knows his way around a car like I know my way around, you know, like one of these computers like I've got. I'm, you know, pop the lid off and actually know what to do inside. Whereas to a lot of people it just looks, you open it up and it's like, oh dear, what is this? So yes, I'm very appreciative of my father for knowing cars as well as he does. Because he is, you know, he knows what he's doing. So, so Dad, if you're seeing this video, yeah, no heat right now, but not a problem. Air conditioner works great. Nor is it playing games with where it goes. You may recall that a few months ago I was talking about how it would go all the way to heat and cold and back uncommanded. It's not doing that. But yeah, there's no heat. You change the. My car does not have just, you know, where you crank it over to hot, crank it over to cold, and different levels. You do it by degrees. And so it starts at 60, goes to 90, so it goes 60, 65, then 66, 7, 8, 9, all the way up to 85, then it jumps to 90. So in other words, 60 is full blast cold, 90 is full blast hot. And yeah, you take it through the whole spectrum, and what it does is the car will, you know, it'll act like it's changing to heat, but nothing warm comes out. And so it'll do the whole thing. It'll bring the vents down, go down to the lower vents. It'll change the blower levels when you have it on automatic. But yeah, it does not, but yeah, no heat's coming out. This is not good. I have a feeling this is going to cost me, but you know what? Somehow I'm going to manage, I think, but like I said, it's summer. I don't need it right now, and this is why this is a good time to get it fixed. So I'm going to do that. And so yeah, but otherwise, Sable's just beautiful. You know, the thing works. I'm hoping it's something. I'm hoping though this is an easy fix, something that doesn't cost me like $1 zillion, because I don't want to pay $1 zillion for a car repair. Because I mean, this, you know, Sable is it's a good car. It's paid for, but yeah, I don't want to pay, you know, a lot of money to get this fixed just because I got other bills to pay. And on that note of paying bills and money. One thing is, I'm pretty much had it with Bank of America. I'm really, I've not been all that pleased with Bank of America for a while. Just because, I don't know. It's like hearing them being a big name in the bailout and everything else. I'm just kind of like, okay, time to change banks. And plus, I don't know, I've just not been too pleased with them, with some of their interest rates and junk like that. So it's time to leave. And so I'm looking for a new bank, and I'm looking for a good deal. I want, you know, ATMs, you know, a whole bunch. I want to, you know, I want a good interest rate on a credit card, because that's one of their things, is they upped my interest rate, and I'm like, no, I don't like that. And so, if you know of a good bank in the Montgomery County area, I want it to be somewhere has a lot of has locations in Montgomery County. You know, not so much the district or Virginia, because I live in Montgomery County. And when I go do banking, usually I'm hopping in the car and driving over there in Moco. So if there's a bank that's mostly in D.C., D.C. is like 6 or 7 miles away through umpteen million traffic. There's like, I actually tracked one time going from my office to the house, and I go through like 65 traffic lights via the way I go, Georgia to 16th to P. And so yeah, there's a lot of lights between me and Washington, D.C., because I live like 5 miles outside the Beltway. And so it's a pretty good hike to get to Washington. Otherwise, so yeah, I mean, I need to, you know, it's like, if you know of a good bank in Montgomery County and has, you know, reasonable interest rates on credit cards and free checking, and, you know, and they'll pay you back for using somebody else's ATM, let me know. Just either drop a note in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube, or, you know, drop me a line on the Facebook or on the Twitter, because I would love to find out. Because that's, you know, that's just the way, you know, It's like when one bank doesn't do it for you, what do? You switch. I mean, I've told banks to go take a hike before, and you know, we're getting to that point again. Also, on that same note, has anybody used FIOS service? I'm looking. I think I could do more with what I do on the TV and the internet front, because right now, I mean, I have the cheapest, worst Comcast plan, but with Verizon, I have Verizon phone service already on my Droid, and I figure, you know, it's like, and they do offer a bundle package where you can get the 450 anytime minutes, which is what I have now, and the TV and the internet all together, and I think I could probably realize some savings if I go that way. So if anybody can, I just want to know what you think of FIOS. Is this internet speed better? How's the TV? I mean, my television is it's an RCA. I had it for 7 years when somebody left it in Potomac Hall, and it's like, ooh, I'll have that. And so, I mean, my television, it's not a high def, it's not a flat screen, it's a television, it's a CRT, it's, you know, it's heavy, it weighs a ton, but it works. But, I mean, I just want to know, I mean, you know, my channel selection is kind of, you know, I mean, I think I could do better, but, and maybe save a little bit, because my cell phone bill with the Droid is about $93, and I figure if I can bundle junk around, then we're doing pretty well, I think. And so, yeah. If anybody, what do you think of FIOS? I mean, you know, my apartment complex does have FIOS. They wired it over, and I actually chased a guy off years ago because I didn't want to switch back then, but now I think I'm ready to switch, especially if I can save a little money. So, you know, especially with needing to fix a heater on the car, if I can realize savings somewhere, then great. So, that's the, I guess you could say that's the world according to Schumin, and I will see you next time. I hope that I have satisfied all my coworkers who said I should do something substantive this time on my video blog. So, yeah, this was substantive. I had my list of talking points, and so anyway, see you next time. Bye!